Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Dogecoin, which is currently up 4.5%. Now the entire market is seeing a nice pump up today after its slight retracement yesterday from the huge day we had previously as Trump announced the pause on all tariffs apart from China, and we have more news to discuss regarding that issue. But before we jump into the entire video and exactly where Dogecoin could be going over the next few days, make sure you guys go check out the Discord down below. You can see on the screen right now just how many trades our members have been winning from simply joining and starting to copy and paste the trades that we're sending out to them every single day. It's absolutely insane. Make sure you join up. Now back to the video. So yeah, overall Dogecoin's been performing relatively well in consideration that it is a meme coin, albeit the strongest meme coin and the biggest meme coin. It is still a meme coin, and whilst all meme coins have dropped off practically 80 to 90% of their value, some even 99%, Dogecoin has dropped maybe 60-70%, so still dropped quite significantly, but there is still a lot of the profits there to be had. And quickly recap where we're dollar cost averaging in. It's exactly this area right here, which is the 0.786 at 15 cents. So we're currently up a tad on Dogecoin, and we are looking to stay lower as well if the market gives us that opportunity. Now the S&P is also seeing a slight update today, up 1.6%. However, there isn't really any major news that is causing this pump. Obviously we had the pause on all tariffs except from China, and we're having the China and US trade war get deeper and deeper, as now China just a few hours ago announced a 125% tariff to the US. Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger every single day. Trump will announce one probably come Sunday, Monday, and it's just going to get worse and worse until discussions start being had about actually having 0% tariffs potentially. But that day is far from now, and what Trump is really focusing on, at least I think, is going to be the next FOMC meeting in May. So we still have just over a month to go until that meeting. In that meeting, it's obviously going to be the interest rates, and it's going to be announced whether we're cutting or hiking or just staying stagnant with the interest rates. Now there is really no reason not to cut interest rates. We have lower inflation, which again, if inflation is high, usually interest rates will also be high. So we have lower inflation, we have the stock market crashing, which it has. It's crashed 20%, which again should further deepen the fact that we need these interest rate cuts, and the overall state isn't the best for the market. So these rate cuts would really transform the market in my opinion, and if we get them, I think we'll see a slight pump. And then we obviously have back to back FOMC meetings in June and July. So if on those months we can get more rate cuts or just stagnant rates, then I think we'll still perform relatively well. But we do need at least 1 or 2 rate cuts in order to start pumping back up, and hopefully we will get that, because afterwards, once we get that rate cut, any good news like an ETF filing, crypto reserve, anything like that, it will be a lot more cemented in the market. And what I mean by that is we won't get this sort of news where we get like the crypto reserve news like we did. You can see we had a huge pump, but the next day everybody realizes we're still the market is still terrible, and everybody just sells off and we dump straight back down. But if the market was in a better state with lower interest rates, the stock market performing well, inflation being down, which it is, then we'd essentially get good news and actually stay there like we did here. For example, we get some good news, slight drop off, consolidate more accumulations, boom, more good news. This was during the Trump election as well. Good news, pump, come back down, very small amount, consolidate, more good news, pump, back down, consolidate, and that's just how it goes with great news. Then we start obviously getting the bad news, and it's the same way, just down. So yeah, we essentially need a compounding effect, and that is what that would be. Now as for our exact Dogecoin plan, well, again, we're DCing at 15 cents, slightly lower as well if that opportunity arises, like 12 cents, like potentially also 10 and 9 cents. But again, the market needs to come down a lot more for those entries. From our highest entry at 15 cents, we're looking at 3.3x back to the highs, which are very achievable. And yeah, I think it's a relatively decent play here. Other coins that have very decent plays as well: Ethereum, easy 2.5, nearly 3x from the current levels it's at right now, only to the previous highs. Such good potential there. Bitcoin as well, although I'm not looking to necessarily buy Bitcoin right right now. It is performing relatively well. We bounce off this support. It looks like we're going to come up to maybe 89,000, test that area again. Hopefully we're able to break through. Lots of other altcoins as well though. You know, we have Solana up at 120 again, but it's still significantly down from its $300, nearly $300 all-time high. AVAX also extreme underperformer. Hopefully this is able to come back up to, you know, the high 50s, maybe even 60s dollars. It is crazy to think we were at 140 in the previous run and now it's at $20. So yeah, still a lot of potential there for AVAX. It just needed that momentum. Same thing with Polkadot. You know, Polkadot, if we're targeting the previous highs, it's a 3.3x from these levels, plus the rate you get for staking. You know, easy profits, I think. Render as well, great project. This has so much potential to go higher than the previous highs. You know, I think it's so evident that whenever the market does see a slight pullback to the upside, Render is one of the coins that is up tremendously, which is why I like it so much as well. But overall, the tech behind it is going to be one of the most necessary projects and coins definitely out there in the future. So I think this has potential to be top 25 altcoins, maybe top 20, maybe even top 15. So yeah, definitely able to go higher than $14. Sui as well, great team behind it, super focused team. You know, ex Facebook, ex Meta, ex Google, ex Snapchat, very good team. Again, had such great momentum during the initial stage of the run. I think now we can also claw back at least back to 550, maybe even $10. You know, the momentum it had was insane. XRP, another great coin. Now with the pro crypto president and no SEC lawsuits, I think it has no reason why it can't see another 2x at least to $4. Hopefully it is able to hit 6, 8, 10. You know, again, that is still 3-5x away, which is a tremendous amount. But regardless, I think if there's a coin that can do it, it's definitely XRP. So yeah, another one to keep an eye out on. API3, this coin, it has some potential as well. We had great news, and then we obviously dumped off 50% due to the tariff news. I think it was, yeah, 50%. So one to keep an eye out on. Maybe more good news will come out. Maybe this is undervalued. Do some research into that. Fetch as well, extremely undervalued in my opinion. AI bots will be huge. They are already huge. A lot of, you know, investment funds are looking to invest in major AI bots. Probably not crypto, but if that, you know, space is able to climb a lot, I think Fetch will also be able to do that. And the time when Fetch was hitting its all-time high, AI bots were not that big. You know, it didn't have that much publicity, so I definitely think it can claw it back. But again, you know, the overall dev team and the marketing team behind Fetch needs to really get their game on. And HBAR, you know, still has a lot of potential. So those are all the coins I'm going to be keeping an eye on this week. And if you did enjoy the video and you did find it helpful, please do make sure to like and subscribe, as it does help out a ton. And again, if you want to be copying my trades every single day, then check out the Discord down below. And if you need a place to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency, then check out Mexi down below in the description, as it's the exchange that we're working with. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.